And bada bing, bada boom. Once again, it's Baltimore, dude, right back here on the mobile device, ready to do the damn thing. It looks exciting, right, man? It looks like there's gonna be lots of stuff to do. We're getting our icebreaker back. We're getting a bunch of new ornaments. There's lots to do. But it was very underwhelming. When I went up to collect my gifts, each day I would get some relic irons, some worm spores, some who gives a shit. And I found the event overall to be very underwhelming. Now, let me say this. I don't know if it was more underwhelming because we've already seen Sparrow racing, or if it was just underwhelming because they needed to add more maps and more content. I do feel like they needed more team-oriented content that was harder content to do. And I'm not talking about a raid per se, but much more difficult content because I mean, I had my book finished in a little bit of no time and had collected all my rewards from the book. If I'm going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 5. And I'm going to tell you why I'm giving it a 5. It would get a 1 out of 10, except it's getting a 5 for these reasons. I love my ornaments on my Black Spindle, my Red Death, my Thorn, and I love my new Thunderlords, the Nova Mortis, the, I think it's called the Adon, or Adorn, whatever the hell it's called. The new Solar Thunderlord. I like it very much. I think it's very cool, and I'm having a blast playing with myself. I'm having a blast just fapping over here. I'm having a blast playing with the icebreaker again and having it back in my hands, and I'm really trying to get used to not chasing those green boxes, and I mentioned that in another video. But aside from the Nova Mortis, I think it's called the Adon. Is that what it's called, Mary? Alright, no one asked you, so be quiet. Women. God, why can I be born gay? Anyway, the Solar Thunderlord and the Void Thunderlord, they're actually really, really good weapons, and they perform really, really well. And I absolutely love my new ornaments to bits. And which brings me to a question. Why didn't they gave us ornaments for weapons we already have? Why did they not give us ornaments for the 2 new Thunderlords? That was bizarre, I thought. But at any rate, small thing. So I would give it a 5 out of 10 only because they put some pretty badass ornaments in there for the Icebreaker, the Thorn, the Red Death, and the Black Spindle, and they brought the Icebreaker back. Really, that's the only reason. As far as Sparrow Racing, I think it was very underwhelming. What could they have done to make it more interesting? Bungie, I think you need to get your live team digging a little deeper into the vault, no pun intended, and just find some more interesting things, some more difficult things, some more team-oriented quests that we could have done. And I think it just really felt, aside from those few things I mentioned, it really felt thrown together, kind of a last minute Afterthought, and I was really let down by it. Now I do want to mention real quick, I want to go on a mini tirade for all you little whiny bitches crying like little girls in the forums. But the donning gear is locked behind the paywall and you have to buy Number one, it's microtransactions, not a paywall. And here's what you're paying for. You're paying for some privilege. You're paying for the privilege of guaranteeing you will have the donning gear, guaranteeing you will have it right now, and guaranteeing you'll be able to show off all your new emotes and all those things right now. Now let me explain this to you from a songwriter standpoint. When radio, and coming from that background, most of my adult life, I've done broadcast and I've worked in the music industry. When radio plays a song that you've played on or an artist has recorded, they pay a royalty. When they pay that royalty, do they suddenly own the song? Of course not. The owner of the song still owns the song. They are paying a minuscule royalty for the right to use that song. So when you go buy a game, you're buying a copy of the game that Bungie and Activision owns, or Ubisoft, or whoever it may be. You're buying a copy, and your $60 that you dropped when you initially purchased it, it does not account for every add-on from then to eternity. That would be like saying, well, I bought a CD of so-and-so 5 years ago, so I should get all of the rest of their CDs free, right? Think about the logic in that. And we're talking about vanity items, and while we're talking about them, let's be completely honest. They're pretty cool looking. I'm not going to put them down and say they're not kind of neat looking, but they're very festive looking for the holiday, so we're probably going to pull them out from time to time for shits and giggles. And most of the time we'll be wearing our regular gear. Now let me give you a tip on a specific set of armor that is in the tower. Do your Zavalia bounties. And there's a video on my YouTube that explains you can only get the icebreaker from the Nightfall bounty with Zavalia. So you might want to go take a look at that. But also, if you get the gear, don't feel let down. He has, for each character, a set of gold gear that is engraved. Now that is the only set of armor that is going to be carried to Destiny 2. And great segue, while we're talking about Destiny 2, I found out, and I'm kind of mad about it, man. I'm kind of mad about it. Because I accidentally found out about a huge, monstrous, just way out of left field, totally unexpected plot twist that is going to take place in the first, I'd say, 10 to 30 minutes of Destiny 2. And my God, I did not see this coming at all. Now, something that's going to kind of go hand in hand with this monster plot twist is going to be some of the things you take from beta and the Destiny demo and vanilla Destiny to say, yep, I'm a day one player. I'm a beta player. I was on the ground day one doing the damn thing. I beat all the old raids. I attained all the old stuff. So they have found a way to add a plot twist that's going to, and I have to weigh my words very carefully because I've given my word not to give away what's been told to me. So you're going to receive things that will prove you are legend in Destiny, even though we are all starting over with a new Guardian. And that's about as much as I can say. Now, what I do want to say is the pictures we had seen, the one of the Vault of Glass coming up in light and Crota coming up in light, it appears that those were frauds. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. We'll see. But I can tell you this, 100% fact. And I'm not talking about some streamer like Goth or ProBro or whoever is just shooting the shit that went to Bungie one time and was never invited back because they acted a little when they got there. So I'm talking about people that have been invited back repeatedly. People that have been flown back into Bungie repeatedly to gather more info about this game on our console, and they are holding some information back that they have been asked to hold back for the time being. And being privy to some of that information, I will respect their wishes, because they were gracious enough to share some of it with yours truly. So, it's really a fact of there's so many things to come. April update is an absolute. On a scale of 1 to 10, it is 10. The old raid's coming back. On a scale of 1 to 10, it is 10. It is coming back. And when you hear the naysayers, oh, it's going to be so dry. You know how many times we've heard, oh, when Call of Duty comes out, it's going to kill Destiny. Oh, when Fallout comes out, it's going to kill Destiny. Oh, when Need for Speed comes out, it's going to kill Destiny. We're still standing, bro. We're still standing. Even through the dry spells, even through the fall-offs, people come back. People go play some other stuff in the dry spells and they come back. And I encourage every Guardian, keep your Guardian up to par. And I can't stand the guys, I'm 390, I can do everything now. Well, you can do everything now, but let's see where you're at in the next piece of content. So, you know. But I just really wanted to drop some nuggets of information on you that I had picked up along the way, and the only thing I will retract from my past couple of videos is the belief in those VOG and Crota so-called light rise videos, because we don't know if they're true or not. It looks like they're not, but they're still definitely coming back, and there is going to be a monstrous light raise that will come before we head into Destiny 2. So there's a lot of things coming down the line. There's a lot of rumor, there's a lot of fact. I would advise the best thing you can do is stay out of those toxic ass forums and don't believe everything you hear on YouTube, because two reasons. Even if it's a reputable YouTuber, sometimes they're just simply not allowed to release information yet. And if they're a person of quality, unlike a couple of people that came back and told way too much, if they're a person of quality, they will keep some of those things to themselves, and sometimes it might not make sense. It might seem like doom and gloom, but there's many, many great things coming down the line, And definitely look to April. Definitely look to the old raids coming back. And I just wanted to chat with you guys and update you on a couple of things. And that's pretty much going to wrap this one up. As always, I'm Baltimore Dude. Well, one more thing. I just turned 40 yesterday. I'm going senile already. Don't forget to look down in the description if I have any afterthoughts. They will be posted there. As always, contact information will be down there. I would more than anything in the world appreciate some thumbs up, some subscriptions. If you want to discuss it in comments, I am more than happy to approve your comment and start a discussion on any of these particular topics. And that'll just about cover it. Now we can say, as always, I'm Baltimore Dude, you're the Dude Crew, and I'll catch you on the flip.